Good morning, everyone. My name is King Zhang. Today, I will present my strategy plan for Sephora New Zealand. The topic is AI-enabled omni-channel transformation. The main idea of this plan is not just to add one new digital tool, it's about creating a more connected, personalized, and a trust beauty experience across Sephora online and the store-based touchpoints. I will structure this presentation around three questions: where is Sephora New Zealand now, where should it go, and how can it get there? To begin with, Sephora New Zealand already has a strong foundation. It has global brand support, exclusive products, online shopping, physical store, and a loyalty service. So, the issue is not that Sephora has no digital access. The issue is more about how the assets are connected in the local customer journey. From the public customer journey in the New Zealand, enabled beauty appears less visible and less integrated than it could be. This creates opportunity for Sephora New Zealand to localize its global AI capability and connect it with loyalty data and store-based beauty advice. So, the recommendation is to localize and scale. More specifically, Sephora New Zealand should localize global AI capability, connect it with loyalty and store advice, and scale this through trust-based personalization. This also supports Sephora's wider brand direction because a better digital experience could help customers feel more confident, included, and supported when they choose beauty products. This slide explains why the transformation opportunity matters. Beauty retail is being disrupted in several ways. First, AI and AR are changing beauty advice. Customers can now expect more interactive product matching, personalized recommendations, and digital support. Second, customers increasingly expect omnichannel continuity. This may browse online, check reviews, receive loyalty offers, and then visit a store for advice. From the customer perspective, these steps are part of the one journey. Third, social discovery is becoming very important. Reviews, creators, and beauty communities influence what customers notice and trust. I also included a desk-based audit of public touchpoints. Sephora New Zealand has a visible e-commerce, stores, and loyalty service, which means the foundation is strong. However, AT advice appears less visible in the local New Zealand journey. Like Mecca is also strong local competitors, so Sephora needs a clear point of difference. This main implication is that customers are not only judging the products, they are judging the whole journey. And this slide summarizes Sephora New Zealand's current strategy positions. Sephora's strengths are clear. It has global brand support and an exclusive product portfolio and existing digital foundation. However, there are also weaknesses. Local AI visibility appears limited, channel integration is only partial, and the digital maturity is uneven. The opportunities are so clear. Sephora can provide more localized beauty advice, build a more connected customer journey, and increase loyalty engagement. At the same time, there are threats. These include competition from Mecca, online comparison behavior, and customer concerns around AI and data use. The digital maturity section shows the same pattern. E-commerce is moderate to high, but AI and AR, omnichannel integration, personalization, and the trust controls are still developing. So, the current position is strong but uneven. Sephora New Zealand is not starting from zero, but it needs stronger local integration. And this slide explains how the strategy frameworks are used. The important point here is not to define SWOT as a theory. The key question is whether the framework helps Sephora respond to digital disruption. SWOT is useful because it identifies the strategy pressures. It shows the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and the threats. However, SWOT alone can be descriptive if it only lists information. Digital maturity assessment is useful because it looks at readiness. It helps assess whether Sephora's technology, data, people, and touch points are connected. The limitation is that assessment is based mainly on public evidence, so the internal data will still be needed. Gap analysis then turns the current issues into clear priorities. Finally, smart objectives and the KPIs make the plan measurable, but they need proper baseline data before the targets are locked. Overall, no single framework is enough. Together, these frameworks connect disruption, current capability, transformation priorities, and measurable reviews. This gap analysis makes the transformation priority clearer. For AI advice, the current issue is limited local visibility. The future state is localized AI guidance. So, the main gap is AI adoption. For omnichannel experience, public touchpoint appears only partly connected. The future state should be a connected journey across online, loyalty, and the store service. So, the gap is interrogation. For personalization, Sephora has a visible loyalty service, but the opportunity is to use them for more relevant recommendations. For the customer trust, Sephora already has a established brand reputation, but if AI and customer data are used more actively, Sephora also needs transparent AI and data communication. For staff capability, store-based beauty advice is already available. The next step is to support beauty advisor with AI recommendation, not replace them. So the main gap is not lack of access, it's the connection between data, people, and customer touch points. The proposed future vision is for Sephora New Zealand to become a trusted, personalized, and AI-enabled omnichannel beauty retailer in New Zealand. An important point is that AI alone is not the real competitive advantage. AI tools can be copied by competitors. This strong advantage is the combination of four elements: exclusive product, beauty advisor expertise, loyalty and customer data, and connected AI guidance. The combination is harder to copy because it connects Sephora's brand, product range, staff, enterprise, and customer relationship. So the strategy is not about replacing the human beauty experience, it's about making the experience more connected, more personalized, and more trusted. And this plan has three main SMART objectives. The first objective is AI product discovery. The metric is AI and advice usage rates. The proposed target is then that 20% of the active online customers use AI advice within 12 months. The second objective is omnichannel interrogation. The metric is online to store engagement. The proposed target is a 50% increase with 18 months. This could be measured through CRM, booking, and redemption data. The third objective is the personalization and trust. This metric is loyalty repeat purchase rate. The proposed target is a 10% increase within 12 months, measured through the loyalty database. However, these proposed targets, public sources do not provide Sephora New Zealand internal baseline data, so that's why the first 3 months should confirm the baseline and the KPI definition before the targets are locked. Trust also be checked through AI and data complaints as well as customer feedback. The implementation is planned over 18 months. In the first 6 months, Sephora should focus on KPI baseline setting, product data preparation, AI pilot testing, and trust controls. This phase is mainly about building the foundation. From 6 to 12 months, the focus moves to the loyalty interrogation, staff training, personalized engagement, and the pilot evaluation. This phase connects the AI pilot with staff and customer experience. From the 12 to 18 months, Sephora can expand the omnichannel experience, optimize systems, roll out the service more widely, and review benefits. The governance scale is very important. Sephora should not scale the system just because the technology works. It should scale only when customers' feedback, staff readiness, and the KPI baseline are acceptable. And this slide showed who is responsible for delivery. Senior management should act as the executive sponsor. This role is to support the strategy and approve key decisions. Any omnichannel transformation manager should coordinate the project across different teams. Digital and IT teams would manage system and data. CRM and marketing would focus on personalized engagement. Retail operation would support staff adoption. Compliance and customer experience teams would monitor trust, feedback, and data use concerns. This review process should include monthly steering reviews, a pilot go or no go gate, and a quarterly benefits reviews. This is important because the project should not be treated as only an IT implementation. It is an organizational transformation. Change management is important because this strategy affects staff, customer, and internal teams. For beauty advisors, the key message is simple: AI supports human advice. It does not replace their expertise. For digital teams, this message is that the data quality matters. If the product and the customer data are poor, the recommendations will not be reliable. For customers, Sephora should explain the benefits clearly. Customers also need clear data choices such as consistent output options and a simple explanation of how AI advice works. For companies and customer experience teams, the focus should be trust and feedback controls. Overall, these communication plans help reduce uncertainty and build adoption. There are several risks in the transformation. The risk is inaccurate recommendations. Sephora can manage this through pilot testing and human review by beauty advisors. The second risk is low customer adoption. If customer does not use the AI features, Sephora should improve the design based on feedback. The third risk is privacy and unclear data use. This should be managed through consent output options and clear explanation. The fourth risk is staff resistance. This can be reduced through training and the role of the clarification. The fifth risk is system integration issues. This should be managed through phase testing before scaling. The main principle is simple: does not scale until customer trust, staff readiness, and integration stability are proven. To evaluate success, Sephora should measure customer values, not only technology deployment. The KPIs include 20% AI usage and a 15% increase in online to store engagement, 10% increase in repeat purchase, 100% staff training completion, improve customer certification, and reduce AI or data related complaints. The review cycle should be monthly during the pilot and quarterly after rollout. The final recommendation is localize, integrate, and scale. Sephora New Zealand should localize global AI capability and integrate it with beauty advisor experts, loyalty data, and customer trust controls. This is better benefits and faster product discovery, stronger loyalty, and more trusted personalization. Overall, this strategy is not about using AI for the sake of the using AI. It is about creating a better beauty journey for Sephora New Zealand customers. And these final two slides shows the reference and this presentation, and that brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you. Now I will answer two short questions. Are the targets realistic? Yes, they should be treated as proposed target at this stage. Like, go back to the slide 8. Because New Zealand internal data is not available, the first 3 months should not focus on base setting. After that, the targets can adjust if they are too high or too low. So the targets realistic as a starting point, but they need internal data and the validation before full rollout. And for the question 2, will AI replace beauty advisors? No, this plan supports beauty advisors rather than replace them. AI can help with product matching and recommendations. Because beauty advice is still personal, customers still need human explanation and trust. So the best approach is to combine AI guidance with human advice. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.